Hello friends, good afternoon all of you, and let's start. So at the beginning I would like to tell you people that from both divisions attendance is very low. I can see hardly 61 students have joined so far. So I will wait for another 5 minutes, and if you people are not going to join after 5 minutes also, then your meeting will be locked and your attendance will not be marked. That all you people have to take care about your own presence of the lecture. Okay, and apart from that, while joining, all you people are following the same format, common format, that is students of division A underscore, then your 2-digit roll number, then underscore, and your first name. Already you people have done, but still there are some other students I can see they are not having this common format. For division B will be same, like division B underscore 2-digit roll number, and then your first name underscore and your first name. So here I can see Digvijesh in the A60. You have to rename yourself immediately. Abhijit Surshetwar, A63. Please do the needful, because it will take time to mark your attendance. If you are not having the same format, then it is going to take time. So I will not take all you people's name, but those who are not with this format, you can just go to participants list, check the other people they have renamed themselves, and you just be like them and just attend the class. Okay. First of all you people just reply me if my voice is audible. Audio, video, is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, it is okay.
Okay, all right. So in previous session, I deliberately kept one test for you, because whatever we people have done in, let's say that certificate courses, we did not have any test. So based on that only, I just sent you test. And from division A, all students appeared for the test. But there was, I think, one student, roll number 30. Who is roll number 30 from division A? Division A, roll number 30.
Yes, sir.
In fact, you have mentioned your roll number 45, Nikita. Yes, you're there. So you just make it sure that you enter your correct roll number. From division B, I would like to tell you that there are so many students who did not appear for the test. Okay, so that should not happen. All you people just think that the test is just simply to assess yourself, how much we people have studied and how much we know for that purpose. So from division B, there was less response, and so it is advisable that all you people can go back to the link and again attempt the test, those who did not attempt. Okay. Now let's come to the subject, that CIP. Already we people have been started with CIP, Communication Improvement Program. That is the full form for CIP. And being students of computer engineering, all you people might have realized that what communication means to you. If you have good communication skills, what you can make or what opportunities will be there for you. And on the other hand, being students of computer engineering, if you do not have good communication skills, what loss, what problems, what difficulties you may need to face in the future after completion of your graduation, after completion of your third year, probably I'm sure that all of you people might have realized. And here we people are to just don't just realize only, but start working on it. All of we people need to just think that English is going to be the language of communication. It is not that what we people discuss on day-to-day basis, like maybe we share our thoughts, feelings, emotions, and everything with our friends, and their language is just mother tongue. And we feel very comfortable in mother tongue, that everything is very simple and we communicate with ease and confidence. But when it comes of English communication, that time it does not happen. So here we are for this transition. Which transition? Transformation. Which transformation? That whatever we feel comfortable, that whatever we feel ease with communication, the same ease, same confidence we should feel in English also. And that is possible. It is not difficult that English is that much difficult and it becomes a tough, maybe a activity which you people would like to avoid. And I'm sure that many of the people, they avoid when it comes of English communication. That time many students, they try to avoid communicating in English, but we have to face. You can take example of any situation where you are having such kind of fear. Let's say you are having fear of swimming. How the fear of swimming can be eliminated? Until and unless you are going to jump into water and you are going to swim, you are going to just make some movements of your hands and legs. Until and unless, then only your fear of swimming, fear of water will be reduced. Same case with English also. All you people try to understand that if you feel that English is very difficult language, if you feel that English, I'm not able to communicate, deliberately decide that everything, whatever I communicate, I will communicate in English. Let it happen. Whatever happening, let it happen. What other people are thinking, let them think of me. If they are making fun of me, let them make fun of me. Whatever they are talking behind me, let them talk behind me. But English, I wanted to make my strength, and this is going to be the language that I'm going to use at workplace with my colleagues, with my seniors, and that is going to be the language of my career, of my profession. So anyway, anyhow, whether I like it, whether I don't like it, whether I feel it convenient, whether I feel it inconvenient, whether I feel very easy, whether I feel very difficult, whatever may be the scenario, whatever may be the case, I'm going to improve it, I'm going to master it. And with the daily practice, it is not that tomorrow all of you people have to just communicate in English and directly you people have to appear for interview. No, over the time. Okay, so let's think like already you people have completed your first year and you people have a lot of background information. I will say background information, the vocabulary which is required, then a little bit knowledge of grammar, everything is with you. You just need to put into practice, you just need to put it into use, so that it is going to be very convenient for you people. And practice matters a lot. All you people have been listening since times. Practice makes man perfect, practice makes man perfect, practice makes man perfect. Are we practicing it? We are not practicing it at that much. If you're practicing, that is enough. That is not enough. You need to take your practice to the next level. You need to increase stamina, time of speaking English. For example, if you're practicing it for 10 minutes, 10 minutes are not sufficient. You need to increase 15 minutes. Next month, you're increasing it for 1 hour. And this way, you people are going to speak continuously English. And when you try to speak continuously English, you'll feel that, yes, I can speak English. Your confidence will go up and you'll start reading more. You start exploring more. You'll just maybe talk with different kinds of people. I think that yesterday I was very happy that there are so many students who are asking questions also in yesterday's session, and they were just responding like maybe they are using English and they're trying it, and there are some other who are just doing it very nicely. So that is required. You are coming across with so many people. It is not only the few teachers who are teaching you, not. So there are going to be some experts, there are going to be some sessions, workshops, and conferences. Out of that, you have to be very active. And there you people have to use English, because such occasions are the opportunities for you people to check your communication skills also. Your technical knowledge is there, of course, but with that, you people have to work on your communication skills also. So that is what I would like to just realize you people in the beginning. And with this now, first of all, I will just enable this waiting room so that students who are just joining for sake of attendance, those who are joining for late, they are not able to join. Right now, I can see 99 students are here, and there are so many other students who are still have not joined. But let it be. We'll go and we'll discuss other things. Just 1 minute, give me. I will set the screen and we people will be. All right. So with this, is the screen visible where you're able to see the tens?
Yes,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. So before going to begin with that tense or everything, I would like to tell you people that in CIP, what we people are going to do. Okay. So when it comes of CIP, so that time the people will consider that four aspects of CIP. Already I have told you that language is going to be English, no doubt. Okay. That screen is not updating. And with this, at four aspects, I would like to tell you people. First of all you people have to think about your basic English grammar. Okay, that is important. Another aspect that we people will talk, that will be of oral activities or oral communication. Then you people have to work on your written communication. And then fourth aspect will come, that will be of your verbal ability. Okay. On these four fronts, we people wanted to prepare for CIP. So as far as basic grammar is concerned, in the beginning itself, we people have discussed whether grammar is required. If it is required, why it is required. If it is not required, why, when it does not require. These things we people have discussed. But there should be a basic idea of how exactly all parts of speech work together to use a language, or also we should have basic idea of that all tense forms. Also we should also try to understand that some basic types of sentences also, because that is going to help us for making sentences, for converting from one type of another type, because in communication it is types of sentences, words, and everything that we people use from one type to another type. So basic grammar is required, and that will people are going to be revised. I'm not going to teach. Already I have told you that we'll not teach much, but we'll just discuss it. After that, oral communication. If you observe or you just think, imagine that an employee's maximum time is spent in oral communication or written communication. You people just tell me. Between two, you people have to choose whether we spend maximum time in oral communication or written communication.
Oral communication. Oral communication.
Oral communication. I think that, are you people getting a lot of noise from my side, from my
Yes, sir.
background?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, just wait 1 minute. Okay, all right. So all you people are right that maximum time in our day-to-day communication also will come to know that maximum time we spend, it is in oral communication. Okay. And so oral communication becomes important part of professional life also. There also, you can imagine a work situation. Every time you can imagine a work situation. Suppose that you are reaching to your office at 9 a.m. in the morning. So once you reach to your office, so whatever the work assigned to you, maybe there is usually brief meeting your senior or maybe your boss, your manager is going to organize, and he's going to give some instructions. Usually these instructions are oral instructions. And then while working on you, if you face some problems, you are going to discuss those problems with your maybe colleagues or seniors. That is again oral communication. So maximum time we are spending in oral communication. So all of you have to ensure that you are doing oral communication effectively. What do I mean by effective oral communication? Suppose that whatever you wanted to tell to other people, and other people, if they're able to understand, that is okay. Or in other case, other people are telling you something and you're able to understand, that is okay. That is oral communication, that is effective communication. But sometimes what happens that because of that barrier, which barrier? Language barrier. People or other people, they're trying to tell you something and you failed to understand. So in this case, it is not okay to ask every time, sir, please explain again what you said. Sir, I did not listen you. Sir, I did not understand. Sir, something like this. So it may create problem for our, let's say, maybe impression also. So therefore, we need to make it effective. Then we'll come to here with this oral communication, and in this oral communication, all people need to understand that oral communication, written communication is also part of our professional life. A certain kind of work frame, or let's say formats, or let's say some documentation, office correspondence is there in every organization. You cannot go away, you cannot run away from written communication. You have to write down a lot of applications. As a student also, you people are expected to write down application for, let's say, for paying fees in installments, for getting documents. For number of reasons, you people need to write applications. And again, those students are in third year, those students are in a final year also, their written communication is very poor, and it makes their worst impression. Okay, so therefore we people are going to learn some kind of written communication also, how to write application also. Letters, already people have discussed it in first year business letters. Report writing is there, or maybe different kinds of notices are there. So that we people are going to just revise here. And then last part we'll talk about here about this verbal ability. Okay, so verbal ability will deal with competitive part of exam. When you people are just thinking of GATE exam, when you are thinking about MPSC, UPSC, any state government or any central government, any kind of exam, if you are going to appear, or even for your placement activities also, there are going to be some questions based on verbal ability. Okay, so we people are going to prepare based on that verbal ability. It will include something like that, verbal analogies, then synonyms, antonyms, one word substitution is there, error finding is there, sentence correction is there, jumbled order is there. So all those things, all those points we people are going to consider in verbal ability. So on those 4 parts we people are going to work for CIP as far as language is concerned, English. So is it clear? Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. So what I thought to be continued with the basic grammar. Okay, already we people have completed unit number 1, that is all parts of speech in that certificate courses time. So today I have planned to just have some interaction over tense. Okay, so in short, we people will discuss tense. So when we communicate, what exactly happened with tense? Now we are going to just discuss about the tense. So when we communicate, when we use language, we refer to various actions. Okay, so let's assume this is a timeline. Okay, and if this is timeline that is continuous, let's say that on this timeline we people are supposed to be here. Okay, and let's assume what is today's date. We'll just consider it here. So what is today's date? Okay, so we are here. Okay, so from this date you'll come to know that we people have come ahead near about 2020 years. So all you people just mute yourself. Yes, if you've done your response, if you replied immediately, take care of your mic. Unknowingly, if you're keeping your mic open, that just disturbance creates. Okay, so this is students, we are here and we have come that much ahead. 2020 years almost people have passed. So that counting started somewhere. It is supposed that from the birth of Jesus Christ, we people started counting days and months and years. So somewhere it might started like this. Okay, so the date can be something like this somewhere in the history. Okay, so from that to this, we people have come ahead, and again in the future also we people are going to be there. Time is going to be there. So let's say you can assume any future dates here also. So when we people are just referring to these dates or this time, that we people need to understand that tense is nothing but it is time. Tense is nothing but it is time. Time of what? Time of when the people complete any particular action, and that is tense that we people need to understand. Okay, so whatever the time, whatever the actions we people are referring to right now, or the actions which have completed, but still they are having some impact on this present, they will come here, and we all call it present. So maybe you can consider the, let's say, time frame from this to this, that will come into present. So the actions which already completed, or they might have just have long back impact, or it has nothing to do with present, in that case that will be going to the past. Okay, and any actions that we are planning to do in the future, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, next month, next year, and few coming years, so that will be future. Okay, so something like that, the concept of tense is there. But many of the times what happens that we feel a lot of confused. The concept of tense is quite simple, but while using it in communication, people have to think, now I have to refer to any incidents or any action, whether it was in past, present, or future. If it is in past, which past? If it is in future, which future? If it is in present, which present? Do you feel this confusion while communicating? If you're just going to say something, do you feel that there is some time required for thinking, which tense exactly people are you have to use?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so here I would like to tell you, people don't think at all. Don't think which tense, present or past or future. Don't think about simple continuous, perfect or perfect continuous. Initially, if you're having this confusion, don't think, just express in any tense. If you're feeling that maybe I may be wrong, let it be wrong. Okay, because if you're just out of just being accurate, if your people are spending a lot of time, that is going to make you less fluent. Okay, but with practice, once you are going to communicate, it may be wrong, but with fluency, let's say 1 week, 2 week, 1 month, you'll come to know that automatically, subconsciously, you people are going to pick up right tense. Okay, so those people who communicate with correct tense, it is not like that they have to think, but with practice, it is their habit that subconsciously they pick up the right tense while they are communicating. So same can happen with us also. So right now, here I have one suggestion, that don't think of tense. Don't think whether it is in past or present or future, if it is taking a lot of time. Okay, and because of that time, you are not with the people up to the time with communication, you are lagging behind with others. So for that purpose, I will suggest, don't think much about the tense, whether it is right, whether it is wrong, whether it is present, past, future. You will express the words that you people are getting, use any tense that you people are feeling. But with listening and with a lot of just practice, you'll pick it right. So that you people can follow here. So these three types of tenses we people use, and again, each one of these three types again get divided into 4 subtypes, and those 4 subtypes again we people are referring as per the different kinds of conditions, different kinds of requirements of a communication. Okay, so let's go back to the presentation, and we people will discuss in short the concept of tense. So what is tense? Already people have discussed. It refers to the time in relation with the action, and these three are present, past, and future. So let's talk about present tense here. simple present tense, present continuous tense, present perfect tense is there, present perfect continuous tense is there. So overall, we are getting these 12 types, but in communication, it is not like this. All 12 types we people have to use. There are hardly, I will say, 6 to 8 tense that people are using, like all simple tenses, simple present, simple past, simple future, we people have to use. Then in continuous, we people use present continuous and past continuous. We rarely use or very less use of future continuous tenses there. Okay, in present perfect, past perfect, and future perfect, you'll come to know present perfect we people use mostly. Past perfect tense we people use very less, or we use it with combination of simple past, and future perfect also is used very less. Then present perfect continuous we people use, past perfect continuous it is used less, and future perfect continuous again it is used very less. So you need not to worry much about the correct use of all those tenses. Just try to be in your thought, whatever your thought process is there, try to express them in English. It is not always that the people have to be accurate in the beginning. With practice, you people can become fluent and accurate later on. But right now, many students, they don't speak because they think that I'm wrong. My English is very weak. I cannot speak English. There is somewhere these thoughts in their mind, and they prevent them from communicating. So don't prevent yourself. Don't stop yourself from communicating English. Begin with your broken English, begin with your wrong English, begin with your lot of mistakes, because mistakes are the way of learning, because you are learning from your own mistakes, you are learning from mistakes of others also. So therefore start making mistakes. So first of all, we people will talk about this simple present tense here. Okay, before going ahead, all you people just try to understand, it is not necessary to learn or memorize the structure of simple present tense and just go to the structure. First of all, we'll talk about what kind of uses are there of this simple present tense. So can you come with some uses of simple present tense? In short, when do we use? When should we use? Simple example I will give, your daily routines. Daily routines will tell you what you do every day. Okay, so all of you can imagine your daily routines and try to describe them in simple present tense. What do? I wake up at 6 o'clock, then I brush my teeth, I have bath, and I do some exercise, I read newspaper, or whatever your daily routine. Just think I have maybe some time or spent with your family members, then I go to farm, then I go to, but maybe if you right now imaginary, it is not necessary. If it is mentioning as actual your daily routines, you can just try to mention. Sometimes you can be imaginary also, because here we are just trying to tell what I do every day. That daily routines people can think. If you are just clear with your daily routines, then just try to change pronouns. For example, here you're telling your own daily routines, so everywhere pronoun is going to become, and that pronoun will be I. Okay, so right now you can think of your, let's say, brother or sister or your friend, because here we wanted to change the pronoun, and you can just try with he. Okay, so when you are going to change pronoun, so that time you'll come to know that there are certain, for example, it was I wake up at 6 o'clock. When I'm talking about someone else, it is going to become he wakes up at 6 o'clock. When it was my daily routines, it was like that I have breakfast. So something like that, those changes you people can experience with different pronouns also. Like you can talk about uh, by changing pronoun she, sometimes you can use you, because here different sentences and varieties you people are going to get here. Sometimes they, that people can think to describe their daily routines, you people can think of. So that is one use. Apart from that, any other?
It.
It is there, yes, you can use it. So another use of simple present tense, apart from daily routines. Repeated actions. Any action, any activity that you're doing again and again or repeatedly. So that you people can mention in simple present tense. Okay. For example, you people can say he goes to that place every week. So here every week suggests that this action is repeated action. So goes is the verb form which is in simple present tense. Apart from that, you'll come to know. Yes, Nikita.
So instructions.
Yes, instructions are always. Instructions are in simple present tense. Come here, go there, do this, don't do this. All do's and don'ts will come to know that they are in simple present tense. Very good. Then,
So real facts.
yes, real facts, you can call it universal truths or general truths also. And example, yes, sir.
Mathematical statements and
Yes,
formulas.
mathematical statements and scientific rules. These are all in simple present tense. Proverbs and idioms, another. Proverbs and idioms. They're also in simple present tense that we people will come to know. Yes. Proverbs and idioms, so people can think about various kinds of examples that we people are reading. Or for example, rules you can consider water boils at 100 degrees Celsius, something like this. Or in mathematics, you people might be coming with some principles, statements, assertions. So these will be into simple present tense. So here it is not necessary that we people need to understand only structure and one example and finished. We people finish simple present tense. But if you're able to remember that daily routines or the actions, repeated actions, or something, instructions, tools, rules, principles, proverbs, idioms, good thoughts, etc. If they are in simple present tense, you people may analyze, you people may just think that any sentence I'm reading, it is in simple present tense. So is it any one out of these categories, whether it is rule, truth, or fact, or something like this, that you people may consider. And you just always think, see what examples I can make, what sentences I can make for all those things. As I have told you, daily routines. So always I can think of my daily routine. I do this, I do that, I go there, I come here, and so what and what not. Variety of different verbs that you people need to use with simple present tense. Okay. And now people will just come with some examples that people have to tell me what tense I'm going to write few examples and what tense will be for these sentences. So tell me the sentences. I'm a teacher. He has a car. They are friends. We have a bungalow. Is it simple present tense, present continuous, present perfect, or which tense for these examples?
Simple present.
First,
Are all agree with this? Are these examples of simple present tense?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Is there anyone who thinks differently? He or she thinks that there is am, so it cannot come here in simple present tense. Because I'd like to tell you that in simple present tense, what do we people generally learn? That structure, something like this. Subject come, and then there is main verb. Yes, and that main verb is in which form? First form we'll call it, or V1. And then
Object.
object or complement sometimes, and full stop. Similar kind of structure we people are remembering, and so we don't consider here. So in this case, which is verb? M is verb, and M does not come here in this structure. Here has is there. Has does not come here in this structure. R does not come here, or have again does not come here, and so it may confuse us that whether they are simple present or why they are in simple present tense. They are all in simple present tense, but you'll come to know these are main verbs, though they are helping verbs, but here in this sentences they are used as a main verb, and they does not come with main verb. So therefore these all examples are of simple present tense. Okay, and apart from this, there could be sentences like this. A match is one. Okay, now you people just be alert and tell me what is the tense of this sentence. A match is one.
Simple present.
Here also simple present tense, but you'll come to know here what structure people have defined, that we people are going to use V1. But here win is V1, but here one is past participle used, and again is one. This is verb. So how it is in simple present tense? Full tell me why.
Someone is describing right now.
Someone is describing right now. Okay, so that is okay, but you'll come to know that here the sentence which is the structure which we people have been discussed, this structure is of which voice? Active voice. Okay, so sentences can be into passive voice also, and what is, I have given example, this is of passive voice, the match is won, and if I add here like this, by them or something like this, then it is going to become complete. So sentences can be into passive also. So the sentences which are in passive like this, they are also in simple present tense, but their structure can be again vary. Their structure can be different. So in passive voice, what kind of structure may come? Initially, we write object. Then we people have to think about the to be forms in the present tense. So which are to be forms in the present tense?
M is R.
Yes, semis are that we people need to use one as per your object. If your object is singular, you are going to use is. If your object is plural, you are going to are. If your object is pronoun I, you are going to use am. Then you people are going to use main verb, and main verb will be in which form?
Third form.
Third form. Always remember, in passive voice, in any tense, whether it is simple present, simple past, simple future, or whatever, in passive voice, there is always V3 form of verb. Okay, and then maybe any other part of sentence, that preposition by or the subject of active voice will go at the end. So something like that. So this is also possible in simple present tense. So here we should not consider only one case, only one structure, only one use, but number of things we people need to consider here, and we people can just try to be with these examples. Okay. So I hope that I have made it simple for you as far as simple present is concerned. And if you have any questions about simple present tense, you can ask me. Is there anything? Or everything is fine? All you people be active, interactive, don't just make it one-way communication, because most of the times I'm just communicating. So my communication should be less. You people should speak more examples, sentences. anything. So that will make the class. Otherwise, it will be a kind of typical lecture. And if you're not responding, it is going to become a... Okay. Yes, we are having question. If I write a match is won and I reduce this part. Okay. So it is complete sentence. A match is won because I will teach active voice, passive voice later on. But purpose of active voice and passive voice, when we people use active voice, when you wanted to say that subject is doing something, subject is having some importance. Okay, so that time we people use active voice. But in passive voice, what happens? The subject is not important, so therefore we put it at the end, or we people do not mention also sometimes. So sentence here, a match is won is important. Who won the match? That is not important. But match won. Action, what is action? That winning of match, that is important. Okay, so a match is won is sentence, and many of the times we'll come to know, Shubham, that the action performed by whom, it is not mentioned. So that by and subject is not mentioned at all. So these kind of sentences are complete sentences. Okay. Fine. So here, someone just tell me one example, one sentence in simple present tense. Give me one example.
He
Of
eats a mango.
he eats a mango. Okay, right. So you told it right. When we people are having third person singular pronouns, which are third person singular pronouns, something like this will come to he, she, and it. So that time what you people are going to do? The main verb will take yes or es. That all you people have to remember. Like he eats, she eats, it eats. Okay. So with this example, what you people are going to do now? Different sentences. So he eats a mango. This is a sentence, and this sentence is affirmative sentence. We call it positive sentence. Okay. If I want to make it negative, how you are going to tell me? How we can add negation here? Negation means not.
He isn't it a mango.
He isn't it. Shubham.
Yes.
He
He does not eat a mango.
Nikita, Praveen, both of you are right. And yes, Shubham, you correct yourself. So he is will not come here. What will come here now here? Does and not. We can call it does not or doesn't also. And then whether it will be eat or eats now.
Eat.
Yes, all you people are right. Okay, so this way you people can try to make sentences negative also with different examples. I'm going to give just one example, but you people are going to try it with number of other examples. When you're practicing, you can practice like this. Then I would like to ask one verbal question. So do you know verbal question? Yes, no question. So how you are going to make verbal question for this? He eats a mango.
Does he eat a mango?
Okay. So for making verbal question, yes, you're right. I'll explain it later on also. Types, I'm going to teach you types of sentences also. That time I will teach you how to make sentences into interrogative, assertive, and imperative, everything. So first of all, there is going to be helping verb, that is does. Then you are going to use subject, that is he. Then main verb, and then object. Okay, and question mark. So it became your verbal question. Does he eat a mango? The same way you people can make it negative question also. So you're going to add not only. So how it is going to become? Doesn't he eat a mango? Okay. Then now I wanted to ask one WH question where you're going to get answer a mango. You people are going to tell me question. Answer should be a mango. How it will be?
What he eats.
What does, you people are going to use WH word, then helping verb. So here, what does he eat? Okay, so something like this, you people are going to make it. So it became your WH question. What does he eat? You can replace WH question. Now you can use who. Here you can use who eats a mango or who does eat a mango. That can also work. Both way you can make the with who. And additional WH words like why does he eat a mango? When does he eat a mango? Something like this. So you should be familiar with WH questions also. Okay, so this is a different way of making sentences. Now, you people tell me question tag of this sentence. He eats a mango. So what will come next?
Doesn't he?
Doesn't he? Yes, you're right. Okay, so when the sentence is positive, we people make question tag negative. When sentence is negative, we make question tag positive, something like this. Okay, now he eats a mango. This is sentence. You people are going to tell me it's passive now. How it is going to be passive? I have given here how sentences in passive voice are. Object M is a V3, something like this.
A mango is eaten by him.
Yes. So object in the beginning, a mango. Yes, Pratna. Okay, so this became your passive. Then you can make negative also here. Simply not, you are going to add a mango is not eaten by him. Okay, you can make verbal passive also. So this time helping verb will come in the beginning. So what is helping verb? Is. Then object. What is object? A mango. Then main verb, eaten by him, question mark. Negative question can be there. Isn't a mango eaten by him? So this became your practice. This became your clear thought. If you're able to do this with one sentence, you can make any sentences. And all these things in which tense? Simple present tense, remember. Okay. So this way, you people just take one verb or one example and just think. If you're able to make this, you're able to speak it. You're able to write it. If you're able to write it, if you're able to express it. And
Hello, sir.
practice. Yes, Nikita.
So that last third example, a mango is not eaten by him. Can we use isn't there? Is plus not? Or
Yes. Is not or isn't, that is called contraction form. So we people can use it for all pronouns. For example, if it is and not, we people use isn't. And usually we people use it in writing. In oral, I think we don't use it. Okay, so same with are not, you can use aren't. You have to use apostrophe here. Same with do not, don't, did not, didn't, have not, haven't. Okay, so these are called contraction forms. All right, so here I have done with simple present tense. You can just ask me some questions, some maybe your examples, something like this. If not, now I'm not going to spend much time. It is just beginning, so therefore I have spent a little bit time. For remaining tenses, I'm not going to spend much time. So should we go to next tense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, All right. So all you people just ensure you're going to practice a lot. Practice in the sense, don't memorize anything. Don't try to memorize subject V1, something like this. Just read it. Just try to understand. Just think of examples. But don't try to memorize anything. Rote learning shouldn't be there. Active learning and practical learning should be there. And if you did not understand anything, it's okay. Once again, you can ask me, sir, I did not understand a single word also. I will explain later on also. But don't try to memorize anything. Just pay attention, complete attention, and just only practice. So now I will make it clear. If you are just, if you want this, you can just take screenshot, different structures, and practice it on your own. Let's talk about now present continuous. And now people are going to tell me, when do we use present continuous tense? Use.
Process is going on.
Yes. When any of the action which is continuous, which is going on. Any action which is going on. Okay, so that is the use all you people have to remember. Apart from this, there is one more use also people can consider. Any planned action in the future. So what do I mean? Any planned action in the future? Any action that suppose that you have decided to do something and that you are going to do it definitely. In that case, you can describe it in present continuous also. So for example, I will give I'm going to conduct a lecture. So in this case, you'll come to know right now, am I conducting lecture? When I say I'm going to conduct, right now I do not conduct, but in the future, maybe after 1 hour, maybe after let's say 2-3 hours, maybe today. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to conduct lecture. So here you'll come to know, I'm going tells you that this present sentence is in present continuous tense, but it shows, it indicates future action. Okay, so main action is here going or conduct. Which is main action? Main verb. Going is main verb or conducting is main verb?
Going, sir.
Yes, going is main verb, but action shows that it is conduct. Okay, going shows that it is main verb and it is in continuous, but it is not continuous. Action is not continuous. You can take another example also. Is going to learn French. Okay, so in this case also you'll come to know learning is main verb here. Learning is main action here, but it shows is going shows that it is planned. Okay, maybe next month, next week, something somewhere. Okay, he's going to learn French. This sentence is technically present continuous, but it conveys meaning of future tense. Okay, so this is another. And earlier one, to describe ongoing action. For example, for this first use, I will give an example. She's riding a horse. Okay, so in this, you'll come to know right now action is going on. Right now, the activity is in process. Okay, so therefore it is in present continuous. All right, so you people can tell me 1-2 examples of present continuous. And in any kind of, it can be in active, it can be passive, it can be interrogative, it can be the verbal question, it can be WH question. Variety of, don't tell me a plain sentence like this, she is riding a horse or something like this. You people come with different, 8 to 10 students will tell me 10 different examples. First of all, plain sentence like this, she is riding a horse, similar kind of one example.
He is
He's
playing
writing
a
a
cricket.
poem.
Okay, Suraj, he is playing cricket. Yes. Now you can tell me in different way. Can be interrogative, can be passive. Shubham, can be sentence like this. A book is reading by him.
Wait, sir. Wait, sir.
Yes, yes. Correct it and tell me, Shubham. Okay, so meanwhile, all you people, other people, just tell me if I write this sentence. Which tense? A book is reading by him. Which tense? Present tense?
I think sentence is not proper, sir.
Yes. What is wrong with it, Nikita?
Actually, there should be he's reading. Sorry, he's reading the book.
Exactly. So the sentence, it should be like this, or it can be like this also. A book is. It can be also okay. Okay. So you people just decide how we can modify sentence, how you can change as per your need, what you wanted to say, how you wanted to say, and accordingly you just change sentences from one form to another form, from active voice to passive voice, from assertive to interrogative, interrogative to negative, something. Anyway, you should be able to play with sentences, words, and structures. So therefore, if you are clear with the grammar, you are able to do anything. You can modify sentence, you can change it in your own way as per your needs. Okay, so this is not correct. You can write this sentence, either he is reading a book or a book is being read by him. He is reading a book, it is in active voice. A book is being read by him, it is in passive voice. Simply like this. All right. So someone tell me one example which is in interrogative, maybe verbal or maybe WH question. From Prasad, I got, where is he working right now? Yes, Prasad, you're right. Then Pradnya, is a book being read by him? That is also right, Pradnya. That is verbal question of passive. Okay, all right. So I think that now time is up. We people will discuss next. You people be prepared. Come with some examples and we'll discuss. Songs are being sung by him. Yes, Shubham, you're right this time. We need to take attendance. So all of you just people be alert. So first of all, division A students, all you people be alert. I will just mark present numbers as usual. And then at the end, I will tell you absent numbers. So 246, 246, 7, 8, 9, 10. 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24, 25, 26, 27, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 37, 38, 40, 41, 42, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 50, 51, 53, 54, 57, 58, 61, 62, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 49 is there. Chetan, you have not renamed. 60 is there. 63 is there. Okay, so from division A, all of you just ensure your absent numbers. Roll number 1, 3, 5, then 14, 23, 28, 36, 39, 43, 52, 55, 56, 59, 69 and 70. These are absent numbers from division A. If anybody is present, you just let me know. Division A, quickly. All right. So this is clear with division A. Division A students can leave now. If you want to discuss something, you can stay back. Otherwise, you can leave. Division B student, you people be alert. First of all, I will just mark present numbers. Two, 3, 5, 7, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 25, 26, 28, 29, 30, 33, 35, 39, 42, 44, 45, 49, 50, 53, 55, 56, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 67, 68, 69, 24. Roll number 24, rename yourself. E72. Sakib. Is it audible, Sakib? A56, Yashraj. I don't know whether you're from division A of first year or second year division A, Yashraj. Sakib, what is your roll number? If it is audible to you, Sakib, please reply. Otherwise, you will be absent, Sakib, because I don't know your roll number. Okay, so from division B, all you people ensure your absent numbers. Roll number 1, 4, 6, 8, 11, 23, 27, 31, 32, 34, 36, 37, 38, 40, 41, 43, 46, 47, 48, 51, 52, 54, 57, 58, 59, 66. These are absent numbers from division B. Okay, so with this, should we stop here? Should we stop here?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So I will end this meeting for all.